Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome to another Magic Arena Explorer video. So today we are playing Yorion Incarnation. So this deck made a big impact in the format a couple of months ago, but it's fallen out of favour a little bit since then in favour of a kind of Karuga Fires of Invention deck. But I think it's time for me to make a single-handed and ultimately ill-fated attempt to bring it back. And so we are playing that particular deck today. And so this is a deck with Yorion as the companion. So it's an 80 card main board with Yorion taking up one of the sideboard slots. And essentially it's based around two powerful 4-mana enchantments. You have Fires of Invention from Throne of Eldraine, which basically allows you to cast 2 spells per turn without paying their mana cost, as long as their mana value is less than or equal to the number of lands you control. And then Incarnation, which allows you to sacrifice another enchantment at the end of your turn and search for a creature card with mana value 1 plus the sacrificed enchantment's mana value and put it onto the battlefield. So this is essentially a toolbox deck. So you have a combination of a lot of cheap enchantments down at the low side of the curve. So we have 2 copies of Portable Hole, 4 Omen of the Sea and 4 Omen of the Forge for early card draw and interaction. Same with Trial of Ambition, making your opponent sacrifice a creature, and Bitter Reunion. And then 4 copies of Nylea's Presence, which is a new addition to the format from the latest anthology, which basically turns one of your lands into every basic land type, and that will be important in a minute when we look at our 6-mana enchantment, but so that's there as well. And then you have a load of 3-mana creature spells with different abilities, which you will use as needed when you sacrifice your 2-mana enchantment. So you have Archon to stop your opponent playing more than 1 spell a turn, Moonblessed Cleric to go hunt for the enchantment that you want, Skyclave Apparition as an enter the battlefield exile effect, Glasspool Mimic to copy another creature, Calloused Blood Mage to either draw a card, uses Graveyard Hate, etc. Deputy of Detention, again as removal, Knight of Autumn to get rid of artifacts or enchantments or gain life, and then Renegade Rallier to perhaps return one of your enchantments. So particularly fun interaction is to sacrifice, say, a Trial of Ambition, go and get a Renegade Rallier because something has left the battlefield this turn under your control. You can then get back the Trial of Ambition and make your opponent sacrifice another creature. Then at 4, we have our key 2 enchantments and also an Archon of Sun's Grace. So that's a 3/4 with flying and lifelink. And you can, whenever you cast whenever an enchantment enters the battlefield under your control, you create a Pegasus token. I should have said also at 3 we have 4 copies of Fable of the Mirror Breaker. We've seen this enchantment many times. Very, very powerful, but you can sacrifice it if you need to go and get an Archon. And then at 5, sacrificing our 4-mana enchantments, we have 1 copy of Kenrith, which is combines very well with Fires of Invention because you don't have to spend lands to cast your spells, but you can instead use it to activate Kenrith's abilities. And then Tulsimir, which is a good 3/3 that comes with a wolf that can take out one of your opponent's creatures as well. And then at the top end we have 4 copies of Leyline Binding. So that is an enchantment that's normally 6 mana, although you never pay 6 mana for it because it has Domain, so it costs 1 less for each basic land type among lands you control. So this being a 5-color deck, or if you have a Nylea's Presence, you can play this for 1 white mana, and it exiles a non-land permanent an opponent controls until Leyline Binding leaves the battlefield, and then at some point you will sacrifice these to go and get your 7-mana toolbox card. So we have an Agent of Treachery, which lets you steal your opponent's permanents, a Titan of Industry, which can do 2 things when it enters the battlefield, and kind of whichever is most advantageous to you at the time, and then Coma, Cosmos Serpent, which is a kind of anti-control card that will, if left unchecked, very quickly end the game and is almost impossible to deal with. And so it's quite a complicated mana base, being a 5-color deck, lots of triomes and that kind of thing. So like any good Magic player, I didn't work this out myself. I used the internet to tell me what I needed to do here. So yes, as you can see, there are a lot of the lands which produce 3 colors, a lot of shock lands, and then just a couple of basic lands if you need them, or in response to lands being hit with something like Field of Ruin. And then you have Yorion in the sideboard, which acts as a very useful card to just take into your hand from time to time to return your cards, a lot of which have ETBs, which are advantageous to you and can also be a 4/5 flyer as well. And then in the sideboard, we have various things that we bring in. It being an 80-card deck, your sideboard is just that little bit weaker because for whatever you bring in, there's just that little bit less chance that you're actually going to draw what you need. So this is just kind of classic, kind of what you would expect to find against various things. So Rending Volley, Disdainful Stroke and Mystical Dispute, Portable Hole, 2 more copies of that to bring in against decks with low curve, Rest in Peace as anti-graveyard hates, 2 copies of Damping Sphere, and then a bit of a spicy one. We have 1 copy of Hornet Queen, which is another 7 mana creature that we can fetch up as part of our toolbox if we bring it in, and that is a 2/2 with Flying and Death Touch that creates 4 1/1 green insect tokens with Flying and Death Touch. So you can bring that in against decks that are going wide, decks that struggle to deal with flyers. If you blink it, you get 4 more 1/1s, so that's great. So yeah, just that's in the sideboard. I don't think it's good in every matchup, but you know, our 7-drops are very powerful in the main board. Hornet Queen is a fun card. I'm not sure how powerful it is compared to those, but I think it will be good in some specific matchups. So that was quite a long deck tech, but that's because it's quite a big deck. So let's jump into some games on the ladder. It's nearly the end of the month, so I don't really mind if we don't kind of go off completely and maybe don't win every game with this, because I think I'm going to end up in platinum whatever happens at this point, as there's only a day to go. But let's see how we go on. So this is a deck where mulliganing aggressively can be quite helpful. So we're on the play. So 2 land, we will be able to cast Binding for 1 mana on turn 2. We do have both of those though. I think we've got to try. It might all work this. If we get mana screwed, then it's going to be sad, but two triomes which immediately produce all 5 colours, it's hard to say no to. Even though I would prefer maybe swapping Kenrith for a lower to the ground enchantment. Okay, no lands there, but we do have Binding if we need it. Desperately need a land drop next turn, I think. Our opponent's on Grixis, at least. Yep. Okay, Nylea's presence at least draws us a card, I suppose, so we can pop that on here. Still no land, though. That's depressing. Our opponent's not had the most explosive start, so it's not necessarily the end of the world. There's Liliana. Let's discard Kenrith. Okay, there's the land we need, so let's... So we've got a choice here. We can either put Liliana away. Drawing a card with this would be good, though, to guarantee another land drop. No, let's pop Liliana under a Binding. She's too good to leave lying around, and we want to keep our hand. Okay, Corpse Appraiser for our opponent. That's a good card. We were playing with that in our own version of Grixis. Okay, so we now have fires into either Archon or Enigmatic Incarnation. So if we were to play Incarnation and sacrifice the Binding, our two choices would be Titan of Industry, which I think is a pretty compelling one to get at the moment, or Agent of Treachery. We could then steal their Liliana. That would be an interesting one. Or the other 7-drop is Coma. Ooh, Coma's tempting, actually. Well, we're playing fires. So let's play Incarnation. Sacrifice the Binding. Grab Agent. Steal their Liliana. See what they can do here. I'm willing to just trade away the Agent to save Liliana. Okay, Bolos. So let's discard our redundant copy of So let's make them sacrifice with Liliana. Let's Fable. Archon. Pop Yorion in our hand. At the end of turn, let's sacrifice Nylea's presence. Go and grab Apparition. Exile their Nicol Bolas. Say go. Okay, that was a good turn. Okay, they've got another one. So let's discard our Mage. Let's discard this. Yep, land is what we want. So let's play that. Play Yorion. Bounce, bounce. Everything else can stay. Let's tick up Liliana. And then say go. Take away their other Bolos. Okay. Don't think we're okay. So they've got 2 4/4s now. That's not bad, but I don't think we're in the market for sacrificing anything at this point. Okay, they've seen enough. Yep, that was pretty good for us there. So what are we bringing in against Grixis? I think a Disdainful Stroke, a couple of Mystical Disputes, a couple of Rending Volleys. How do I feel about Hornet Queen in this matchup? I quite like it. I think it will replace Coma, just because I think that's too easily removed. So we need to cut 5 cards, and I think we can lose the Knight of Autumn. the portable holes. Maybe a couple of the Omen of the Forge, just because I don't think there are many good targets for it. Yeah, we don't need Rest in Peace. Don't need Damping Sphere. Yep, that looks pretty good to me. Let's try this. That was a pretty good run for our deck there first game. Let's see if we can do it again. Not with that hand, we can't. 80 card deck, welcome to variance. That is also quite bad. Nope. Okay, that's better, he says. It's not much better, so let's get rid of that. Let's get rid of the Rallier. Just hope for the best, I think, with this one. Not a good hand at all. Okay, our opponent's thought seizing us. So we are building up towards fires into Incarnation, so we're not necessarily out of it yet. But we won't have anything to sacrifice unless we just sacrifice the fires for a 5-drop. Okay, our opponent's got all their mana. They're thought seizing us again. I assume fires is getting taken away. Okay, so let's Nylea's Presence. Play another land. So let's attempt to play an Incarnation. Okay, count gets countered. Harvester is fine. So we've not had a great start, but our opponent is not exactly going off either. They've just had a lot of hand disruption. No, I'd rather use that for something better. So let's just play another Incarnation. Doesn't do anything. Oh wait, yes it does. Ah. Pay attention to what you have in play button. So let's get our Moonblessed Cleric. Let's put a Fires on top of the library. Okay, we're starting to get somewhere a bit now. Okay, they have a Fable. Power word kill, that's okay. So they are out of gas now. So let's Fires. Take away their Fable. Say go. Do we sacrifice the Fires is the question. Go and get something like Kenrith. That's pretty tempting, I have to say. Yep. Okay, so they're going to attack with their 3/3. Indeed, attack with everything. That's interesting. So I think I'm happy to block here and block here and just let them have another 3/3. Okay, let's attack with Kenrith. Let's play Tolsimir. Use the wolf to fight down their token. Okay, that's game. Okay, after a pretty unpleasant mulligan, we pulled that back, so good first match for Fires there. And we go again. Oof, God. Land. Did I put any land in this deck? Okay, that's much better. Let's keep... So we don't have black, so I think I'm just happy to put this back for the time being. Maybe use the trial later. Or do we just put the trial back instead? Yeah, let's do it that way. So we'll have an Omen turn 2 to potentially dig us into some black mana or something else. Ooh, or do we play Bitter Reunion? No, I think I prefer Omen here. There's nothing I'm particularly wild about discarding. Our opponent seems to be on mono red. Goblins, okay, let's... So still no black land, so I think we can ditch both of those. Okay. Let's play Fable. They've got a ringleader on the top that they can't play. They have a Fable of their own. I am happy to trade that away to stop their card advantage. Let's discard Reunion and... No, I think that's fine. Okay, that's good. Let's play Fires into a draw. Okay, another land. So we've got a few things going on here. So is our opponent. I do like the Goblins deck. We had quite a lot of success with it the other day. Yeah, I think we're going to have to take this trade as much as I would rather not. Okay, let's pop Yorion in our hand. Let's Binding away the Fable. Let's play Yorion. I'm happy to reset our Fable again. We'll keep Omen of the Forge, because that is a nice removal spell. Okay, so we are popping off a bit here. Let's see what our opponent can do. Ringleader's good. Refuels their hand. Oh yes, very nice. We will have a good turn coming up, but they might well do us some damage here. Okay, happy to make that trade. Okay, another Goblin for them to potentially play. That's good for them. We don't need Agent. So let's Binding Omen. Don't think we are in the market for attacking yet. So let's just pass with the scry abilities up. Another ringleader, okay. So they are slowly going around us now. Another Horde Master. It's going to be tough. Right, trade here, block here, hope for the best. Okay, well, we've got a Fable off the top of their library anyway, so let's scry. Nope, neither of those will do it for us. Let's go digging. Tulsimere is a good draw, so let's use the wolf to fight down their Horde Master. Then let's mimic Tulsimere. Okay, that might be enough to get us back in it. That 6 life was pretty vital there. Okay, Battlecry Goblins good. Swingy first game. This has been good. Prospector, Firebrand. Okay. So let's Nylea's Presence. Draw. Cycle a Triome. Play another Presence. Ugh, portable hole just too late there, unfortunately. Okay, this is going to be, I think, a rough turn because they can pump up their team at least twice, potentially more. Are we dead here? Yes, I think we are. Okay, no, good, good. That was a depressing final turn for us there, I think. Just couldn't quite do it. They went too wide. So, let's bring in 2 more portable holes and the Hornet Queen. Everything else can stay out. Let's take out Agent. The Trials. Yep. Let's try this. Yep, hand's good. I think. Yep. Lead with Triome. Shame about the Titan of Industry, but Firebrand. Let's play Annihilia's Presence. Draw a card. Okay, so we've got the Fire's Incarnation combo. We now just need to survive long enough to use it. Okay, that's a good draw. So let's play a land, play Omen, take away their Firebrand. Foundry Street Denizen, another 1-drop. Okay, they're going wide. That's where Hornet Queen will come in handy one of these days, perhaps. Okay, that's good. Will require us taking a bit of damage, but let's Fires, Incarnation, sacrifice the Nylea's Presence, go searching for a 3-drop. Let's take, I think, Archon of Emeria. Yep, this is rough going again. They're going to take down our Archon. Kenrith would be good if we could play it, but we can't, so let's stick the Horde Master in a hole. Yep. Oh, grand. Sacrifice this. Nope, neither of those will do, thank you. Play Rallier. Bring back the Omen. Take out their Prospector. Sacrifice the Omen. Let's fetch Knight of Autumn. Gain 4 life. Let's make this trade. So they're not definitely dead here. If we draw a land, I think there's some potential here. Okay, it's not a land, but we can just stick the Horde Master in a hole. Pop Yorion in our hand. No attacks. Yeah, I think I'm going to go and get Tulsimir. Losing the Fires is not great, but I think it's the right thing to do. Okay, Ringleader refuels them. Just 1, that's good. Okay, let's play Fable. Attack with Voja. Okay, they've given up. So I think I'm just happy to run it back here. There's not a huge amount we want to sideboard. Being on the draw is going to be tough. But we got through that second game okay. Oh wow, that's awful. Truly awful. And that's slightly better, but still not brilliant. Yeah, let's keep that, and let's lose the Sacred Foundry, so then at least we've got 4 different basic land types. 2 bindings is always good, but... Ooh, okay, we can't use that yet, but let's play Stomping Ground. Okay, that's pretty good. Okay, let's pop the Denizen in the hole. Okay. So we are going to have to shock here, which is painful, but let's stick the Horde Master under a Leyline binding. All 4 copies of Leyline binding is either great or awful. And at the moment, it's not looking great. Binding or Fable, Binding or Fable. I think we have to Fable here, just to kind of cycle through some of these excess bindings. Don't feel great about our spot. Nope, particularly now they can activate Castle Embereth. Okay, I feel very bad about our spot now. Yeah, I think we're just dead. Yep. Oh, that was depressing. Okay. Let's go on to game 3. I think we've got time for one more match. Yeah, let's do one more. Right, let's run it back one more time. Oh, see, after all those runs of playing on the draw, we're now getting a run of playing on the play. It all works out in the end. Yeah. The land mix is not great, but... Thoughtseize? Hooray! Let's see what they take. Fable or Fires will probably be my pick here. Well, it depends what they want to do. Okay, that's interesting. Trying to stop us hitting our land drops. Might be sensible. Might even work for them if we can't draw another land, but if we get Fable online, we're probably in a decent spot. Black-red. Croxter, okay. So let's discard Knight of Autumn. Hope for land. Okay, that's good. Let's play Fable. They have a Fable of their own. Okay, I'm happy to keep all of these. So let's Fires. Put their Goblin in a hole. Attack, make a treasure. Say go. Let's see what they can draw into. So they're not yet at escaping Croxer territory, but might not be too long. Okay, that's pretty good. So let's buy Yorion. Let's exile away their Fable. Let's play Yorion. No, I'm happy to leave the take their Bone Crusher Giant. Okay, so that's pretty good for us. So let's cycle Triome. Play Omen. Yeah, I'm happy to keep the portable hole. Let's attack. So we're in a reasonable spot here against Rakdos. They've not had the best cards ever, but it is what it is. So does this work? Yes, I think it does. Oh no, it doesn't. It's non-land, but we can use it to block. Cycle another Triome. Okay, Deputy is good. Let's take away those. Let's hit them for 8. So they're just 1 Yorion hit away from dead now. Power word kill is good. And they can now escape Croxer if they so wish. It's not going to save them, but gives them something to do. Yep. Okay, good first game for us there against Rakdos. So what are we sideboarding here? I think let's grab another portable hole. Let's stick in a couple of Rest in Peace. Hornet Queen. Let's take out Coma. Trial's good. Omen's good. Archon. Don't think we need that. Night of Autumn. No. One more cut. Let's take out one Omen of the Forge. Yep. Let's try like this. Yep. There's a pretty solid opening hand. So we've got some early interaction, and then turn 4 fires into Incarnation. Harvester. So let's play that. Let's pass the turn. Okay. Fable, maybe? No, go blank. That's a decent one for our opponent. So let's lose the fires and the Nylea's presence. They're probably not thrilled about having to pull the trigger on that quite so early, but we've now got Binding. Croxer, okay. Let's lose the spare Incarnation and hope for a land drop next turn. So they're certainly having a go at us here with the... Nope, but we can play Nylea's Presence, hopefully draw another land. Nope, nothing there, so we'll hold up Binding. They're nowhere near escaping anyway, so that's something. We'll take 3. Bone Crusher Giant, I think we will pop away. Hope for a land. Okay, that's good. Let's play Fires. Play Incarnation. Let's fetch Hornet Queen. Let's play a land, fetch Yorion, play Blood Mage, exiling their graveyard. Then let's play Yorion. Shame we don't have our Hornet Queen to blink. That would be a fun interaction, but those 3 will do. So we're in a pretty dominant position here, so let's attack with a couple of Hornets. Attach our Nylea's Presence. Nope, they've seen enough. Okay, that was a fairly comprehensive stomping against Rakdos there. Very good game. Excellent. So yeah, that is Fires. It's not the most consistent deck, as we saw in the game against Goblins. It does struggle against anything that's particularly quick, but if you can get the toolbox going, it is pretty effective, as we saw there against the Rakdos mid-range deck, which never really stood a chance against us. So there's the deck list. There's the sideboard. We did get to play Hornet Queen, which I'm very pleased about. Didn't get to do much with it, but it's still a very fun card to play. So, thanks very much for watching, as ever. Please do like, subscribe, comment, and I will see you again for the next one. On the final countdown to Phyrexia all will be won now, and I think that's going to have some exciting impact on the format, and I'm looking forward to playing some of the new cards. But in the meantime, we will keep going, and I will see you again soon. Thank you.